On February 24, 2022, the world awoke to news that Russian tanks had rolled into Ukraine from the east and north. More than a year later, tens of thousands of casualties have been reported on both sides and millions of refugees from Ukraine have been recorded across Europe. Latest on Ukraine's counteroffensive, Ukraine stepped up attacks against arms depots and other targets deep inside Russian-occupied territory on Sunday, supporting a counteroffensive that has made modest gains against heavily fortified Russian frontline positions. Ukrainian forces claim to have liberated several villages, including a number in the Donetsk region, since the counteroffensive began this month. A key bridge connecting the Crimean Peninsula to Ukraine's Kherson region was hit early on Thursday by a Ukrainian missile strike, said Moscow-installed officials in both Russian-occupied regions. The bridge's road surface was damaged, said Vladimir Saldo, Russia's installed governor for southern parts of the Kherson region, in a telegram post that included photos of a gaping hole in the bridge. June 2023, destruction of Kakhovka Dam. Following the destruction of the Kakhovka Dam in southern Ukraine on June 6, floodwaters devastated towns and villages downstream, with dozens of people perishing in the disaster amid patchy evacuation efforts in Russian-controlled territories. The flood also narrowed Ukraine's attack options in its counteroffensive, which got underway in early June. Ukraine's months-long preparation for its summer counteroffensive to try to wrest back occupied territory allowed Russia to fortify its positions along the almost 1,000 kilometers front line. Satellite images reviewed by the Financial Times and analyzed by military experts revealed a multi-layered Russian network of anti-tank ditches, mazes of trenches, concrete dragon's teeth barricades, steel hedgehog obstacles, spools of razor wire and minefields. Russia's most heavily fortified frontline area is in southern Zaporizhia province, where Ukraine is expected to try to break through and sever the land bridge connecting Russian territory with occupied Crimea. There, Russian forces have created a multi-layered defense composed of anti-tank ditches, zigzag trenches, concrete dragon's teeth barricades, steel hedgehog obstacles, razor wire and minefields. The northern border of Crimea, which Russia has occupied since 2014, has also been heavily fortified with a combination of trenches and tank traps. The defenses stretch from Armyansk in the north to Dzhankoy in the northwest. Both are crucial transport hubs and gateways to the peninsula. The towns of Tokmak, Palahi, Bilmak and Okeretyevate, which sit at important road junctions, have been completely encircled by defenses. Russia constructed layers of dragon's teeth, trenches and other obstacles across an extensive swath of occupied territory near the eastern cities of Severodonetsk, Lysychansk and Popasna, after capturing them in May and June 2022. A Ukrainian breakthrough there would face significant challenges. Russia also erected a strong defensive line along the border of eastern Luhansk province to the north, where Ukrainian forces are thought to want to break through somewhere around the town of Kupiansk. May 2023, Battle for Bakhmut. On May 21, Russia's President Vladimir Putin hailed his first major victory since the early days of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, claiming that Russian forces had captured the eastern city of Bakhmut, despite Kiev insisting the battle was not over. Putin said the Wagner paramilitary group had seized the Ukrainian city with help from Russia's armed forces after months of bloody fighting that had caused more than 100,000 casualties and reduced the city to ruins. Earlier in the year, satellite images from the Volodar area, south of Bakhmut in the Donetsk region, revealed the extent of damage in areas that had suffered intense artillery shelling. September-November 2022, Ukraine retakes Kherson. A September counteroffensive led to Ukraine liberating 3,000 square kilometers of territory in just 6 days, its biggest victory since it pushed Russian troops back from Kiev in March. Ukraine's forces continued to push east, capturing the transport hub of Lyman, near the northeastern edge of the Donetsk province, which had wrestled from Russian control on October 1. The hard-fought victory came after nearly 3 weeks of battle and set the stage for a Ukrainian advance towards Svatov, a logistics center for Russia, after its troops lost the Kharkiv region in the lightning Ukrainian counteroffensive. Ukrainian forces advanced into Kherson on November 11 after Russia said its forces had completed their withdrawal from the southern city, sealing one of the biggest setbacks to Putin's invasion. Kyiv's progress and Moscow's chaotic retreat across the Dnipro River under Ukrainian artillery fire meant Russia surrendered the only provincial capital it had captured in the war, as well as ceding strategic positions. The refugee crisis, the number of Ukrainians fleeing the conflict, has made it one of the largest refugee crises in modern history.